All right, we are live. Come on in. Man, there's a lot to cover that I probably won't get to in an hour or an hour and a half. We got a lot to cover. Lots to cover on Epstein tonight. Big update information. The Wall Street Journal is going to come out with some information tomorrow. Appreciate everybody being here. Laughs Mustang Mike, Lemon J, VIP Auction Group. Man, this is big. Now, on this video, guys, I'm going to kind of keep out of it. I'm going to give you some thoughts towards the middle, maybe in the end. So I decided I'm just going to stay out of it. But some big updates. And I got to tell you guys, whoo, this is going back and forth. Hello, Janine. I'm getting some tea. No caffeine. Appreciate you guys being here on this Wednesday. Happy Hump Day Wednesday. Appreciate everybody. We got a good one tonight. And before I go any farther, thank you so much for the likes and subscribing on yesterday's live and now today. I got home earlier. This Epstein files is not going away, and it's going to be out there. And nor the Barack Obama hoax, allegedly. Got to say that. Because it is. He's still innocent, proven guilty. But we're going to talk about that towards the end. But I'm going to tell you a lot of stuff about Epstein that you probably don't know. And my wife can vouch. What are you doing? Hello, Mike. An hour and a half getting some research on facts. Wall Street Journal is going to come out with it tomorrow. All right. First of all, the judge denies the DOJ request for the Epstein files. Completely denies it. Well, Ozzy, who's not on here yet, said this, and a lot of people. He denied it. And I got to tell you, that doesn't sit well with Bill Clinton, doesn't sit well with Donald Trump. It doesn't sit well with me and a lot of people, and I appreciate you guys being here. We're going to talk about now why the judge denies the request is simply this. I didn't know this, but the federal government can get sued. By the way, there's hundreds and hundreds of names. Joe, always a pleasure to see you, Joe. Always happy to see you. I really mean that, Joe, even though we disagree. Yeah, rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne. May he rest in peace. We talked about that. We'll talk about that towards the end again. It was kind of, he was a legend. One of a kind, unique voice. It's sad, very sad to see the icon goes, because that means we're getting older and, we start to worry. All right, so in this video, I'm just going to give you facts. Now, these are, as my wife says, I dug deep. When I give it to you guys can choose your thoughts. I'm going to give you what's out there already and more information. But before I do, Ardell. Hello, Ardell. Always good to see you, Mustang Mike. All right, so this here, the island here, that was the island of Jeffrey Epstein, right there. That was the island, and I got another photo here. This was where a lot of the sexual acts of these young ladies that turns my stomach. Does it turn your stomach? It could have been our kids, but in that Jeffrey Epstein island there, in that area, in that building, is where a lot of these encounters happen with Maxwell. You know, guys, I'm going to give you some information you don't know. I'm going to get into it in a minute. But before I do, yes, right there, right in that place. Imagine people, perverts, men going in and out. Was Bill Clinton going in and out? Was Donald Trump going in and out? That'll be for you to decide, not me. Not me. That's for you to decide. Now, I'm going to give you facts. And Wall Street Journal is going to come out with a lot of this tomorrow, and a lot of it's out there now. Number one, before you come on in, the judge denies the DOJ request of the Epstein files. Remember I talked about this last week, about the Epstein files. They wanted to go to the courts, and the judge says, no, I don't want to do it. I had to find out from a couple attorneys, and they told me the same thing. They can't, because the federal government can be sued. But there's many names. However, Come on in. Come on in. You have to listen. In these hundreds and hundreds of names, and what we're discussing, ladies and gentlemen, is the Epstein files. I quote, majority of them never did anything wrong. When I say wrong, meaning had sexual intercourse with these minors under the age of 16 years old. So, but there's hundreds and hundreds of people on the list. Lots of people on this list. And I'm going to give you some information in a second. But before I do, I just got to check out something real quick here, guys. Hold on 1 second. 1 second, guys. So yeah, this was the island that he was right here. All right, so here's things you might not know. First of all, a couple things. You ready? Number one, $577 million, with an M, $million was released into a Jeffrey Epstein trust 2 days before he lost his life. Now, suicide or homicide? 2 days. And that 1953 is key. That's the year he was born. Jeffrey Epstein was born in 1953. And he was put in a trust. This was a trust. 2 days before he died, he put $577 million into a trust. What do you think? Coincidence or what? Did he know he was going to die? Was he planning on suicide? Yes or no? In fact, I'm going to do a quick poll. A poll will be, I'm just going to put Epstein suicide. Suicide. I'll just put Epstein took for YouTube his. All right, I just put for YouTube. I just put Epstein took his life. So come on in. So now $577 million went into this trust, 1953 trust. It was called a 1953 trust. He named it a trust because he was born that day. So that money went in there. Now, I want you guys to take this in. Let's all focus. You guys are more than happy to go back and forth and comment with each other. But kind of listen in the beginning, then you guys can let go. Now, ready for this? He had in New Mexico, Jeffrey Epstein, Richard, hello, had 8,000 acres in New Mexico. Did you guys know that? They're not talking about that. A fact. Look it up. 8,000 acres in New Mexico. What was going on there? Who was going there? Okay, hold that thought. We'll go back to that. Okay. I'm asking you guys, how the hell did Epstein get this kind of money and fazools to have an island and New Mexico? All right. You understand he was a no disrespected school teacher. He was a math teacher. No disrespect. How did he come in with that money? Well, we can get into that later on. But a lot of this, a lot of that. Now, 600 million net worth Jeffrey Epstein was worth. Now, I'm just giving you guys, come on in, come on in. I'm only going to give you the facts and information. Then you guys can decide. But I want you to put the politics. Can we just do this for tonight? Please. Can we put the politics aside? Because I want everybody to be open-minded. Because when you think one way, so just put it aside. Doesn't mean you're not a Trump supporter. It doesn't mean you're not a Democrat. I want you to put the politics aside on the stuff I'm saying. Try to let it go if you could. Okay. All right. So 600 million net worth. He was in 1974. He was teaching math in Manhattan, in New York. Okay. Now, here's where Bill Clinton comes into play. Bill Clinton, okay, he flew. Now, when I say Bill Clinton flew, I'm not saying Bill Clinton did anything. But Bill Clinton is on record flew to the Epstein Island without Secret Service. And, of course, without Hillary. All right. He went to the island multiple times. Bill Clinton did. He went back and forth many times. Okay. That's for you guys to decide. Did Bill know what was going on? Was he involved? I'm just telling you that he flew to Epstein, that island right there. Okay. He's been to that island multiple times. All right. Here's where Trump comes in now. Now, Donald Trump, back to Mar-a-Lago, he was with Epstein. They were dancing with girls, having fun. Trump doesn't drink. Trump was drinking his water. At the time, Trump had no clue. Once this all came out, because that is a fact, Trump was with Epstein. You see, I want everybody to kind of think about this, why we're not hearing about this. Because personally, I'm going to give you my thoughts later on. So now he's dancing, they're drinking, Epstein, Trump's a good-looking guy, they're partying. Well, Epstein's partying, Trump's having a good time, he wasn't married, we're going back in time. All right, and then all of a sudden, Trump finds out what the hell's going on, and Trump says, forget about it. This guy, we don't want this creep here anymore, And that was it. So they made sure that Trump never got back. But these are facts. These are 100% love Trump or not, guys. That's why I want you guys to put the politics aside for a second. These are facts. Both presidents, Bill Clinton and Trump, multiple photos hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein. At that point, I would say that either one of them, in my opinion, knew what the hell was going on. Okay, now let's move on. So Clinton was on the island without Secret Service. Now think about that. Why the hell was Clinton on this island with no Secret Service? But yeah, he went out there, took chances, and and was on the island. So Bill Clinton. I'm going to stop right there for 1 second. Now, do you remember Tucker Carlson, ladies and gentlemen? Come on in. And I'm Sal. Now, before I go any farther, if you can hit the like button, like and subscribe. We only have 18 likes. So I appreciate you guys coming out because I want to get into the British connection. What the hell? Why Tucker Carlson and the British? Because the British were involved in this too. Guys, this is crazy. We're talking the Prince, the King, they're all there too. Do you understand why we're not getting this information? The biggest cover-up ever, in my opinion. John F. Kennedy, big cover-up. Martin Luther King, big cover-up. Donald Trump assassination, cover-up. This is nuts because I'm getting more information. Now, Israel, judge is blocking it. Yes. Here's where we go with Israel. This is where Tucker Carlson, like him, don't give a crap, mad at him, whatever. Well, this is where Tucker Carlson got his information. I can't pronounce the first name, but it's spelled E-H-U-D. Ehud Barak. Ehud Barak. I'm not laughing. Ehud Barak. 30 times he was at this island. Who was he? He was the Israel Prime Minister. Holy shit. He was there. What was he doing? Cleaning the beach? Hanging out with Clinton? Playing checkers or chess? Swimming with the dolphins and sharks? Are you kidding me? So I want everybody to remember that. I promise I keep my opinion. So he's there. Ehud Barak, he's there. Now, before I go any farther, thank you so much, guys. This Epstein files is not going anywhere because of this. This is big. A lot of people want to know about it. Maybe you don't want to know about it, but a lot of people want to know about it because it could be involving multiple presidents. When I say involving, it doesn't mean they did anything horrific crimes to these young ladies, but there's involvement. So I want you guys to put that in your head. Involvement meaning they socialize. There was no reports of Trump being in the island, but Bill Clinton was. But there was reports of Trump hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein. Let's be honest, Mega. You can't block this out. It's the truth. Now, all right, let's move on. Ehud Barak. 30 times from the year of 2013 and 2017. If you're just coming in, we're talking about the Epstein file. the prime minister of Israel at the time. I could see one time, everybody's curious, right? By the way, beautiful island, huh? It looks like Puerto Rico, but it's not, my wife says. But I can see going back a second time, maybe a third time. But now you go back 30 times? Come on, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think? Now, you can't blame Tucker. Now, ready for this? Oh, there's so much, guys. I don't know if I can get this all in. We'll see. Oh, man, there's so much. It goes on and on and on. So there's Ehud Barak 30 times. Maxwell were reports before this was communicated. Maxwell was the girlfriend of Jeffrey Epstein. She was socializing and they were exchanging different papers and stuff with this Ehud and Jeffrey Epstein with Israel. Now, it's not uncommon for the Jewish people, when they get successful, to hang out with Israel. Italians, we hang out to eat Italian dinner. And so on and so forth, right? But it could have just been that Maxwell and they were just hanging out, and maybe they were just doing business. Maybe they were just working out things and, talking business. Maybe it was with the girls. Breaks my heart. Maybe, just maybe, there were nothing about the island. Or maybe they're discussing on Israel buying the island. I'm just throwing it out there, not make it complicated. But my goodness, 30 times this prime minister go there? I mean, if he was going to buy the island, or if he was going to invest in the island, you don't need to go there 30 times. So I'm just throwing it out there why Tucker Carlson, and I'm not even a big fan of Tucker Carlson, but I'm just saying that's why Tucker Carlson brought this up. This is where the Israel ties come in and the British ties come in. Now do you guys get a bigger picture of what the hell's going on? Wait, it gets worse. It gets worse, Lemon J. Hold on, because buckle, guys, better get something to eat. Get something like a snack, because when I come up, now the Italians come in. Now the Italians get drawn into this. They always want to bring the Italians in. You always got to use the Italians to clean up shit. And I'm sick of it. I'm only kidding. All right, so I'm going to talk about the Italians. What the hell happened to the Italians? Now, Italians get dragged into all this. This is bad. So now you understand why you got Trump on the list. People are saying that Trump's on the list. Bill Clinton's on the list because of Bill Clinton going into Ireland without Hillary, now Secret Service, and Ozzy raising the house, and Trump dancing at Mar-a-Lago with Jeffrey Epstein. Well, not with him. I think, but with the girls and this, that, whatever. When I say the girls, not young girls, women, adult women, single women, maybe some were married. So that's why Bill Clinton and now Trump, and why people on both sides. That's why I say I want everybody to separate the Republican, Democrat tonight, independent. Separate. Now you understand why they're scared to unrelease this, because I'm going to give you my opinion in a little bit. We're going to move on, but I got to get some tea. My wife can't believe this, but it's out there, guys. You guys would be free to look it up. All right, we're going to move on to the Italians. All right, I better pronounce his name. We're going to move on. So Nicholas Tartaglione. Nicholas Tartaglione. Who's he? Was he a mob guy? No. He was a police officer who was on the take and killed other police officers. He was in the cell with Jeffrey Epstein 2 days before his death. Are you effing kidding me? What the hell would they put a Nicholas Tartaglione cop murderer in the cell with Jeffrey Epstein? Ladies and gentlemen, do you understand why the Epstein files aren't going away? Do you understand why this is nuts? You cannot make this up. This is facts. Also, breaking news. Come on in. Do you remember the 1 minute delay? Now they're saying, nope, it's not 1 minute anymore. It's 3 minutes. Well, that's a big deal. For you guys, think about 1 minute, 3 minutes. It's a big deal. When we're talking accessory of murder or suicide. A lot can happen. You could do something to the 3-minute video. You can go. So this is getting worse and worse. So yeah, they put the Italian guy, cop, in his cell. Ready for this? 2 guards fell asleep. Not one, Ozzy. Not one guard fell asleep. 2 guards fall asleep hours before his death. Suicide, homicide. Let me check the poll. Epstein took his own life. 15% say yes. 80%, 85% say on my poll no. So you have that. 2 guards. Now, so it was a top bunk. Epstein was on the top bunk. No guards checked on Jeffrey Epstein. Holy shit. 8 hours. 8 hours. They didn't check on the man on the night of his death. 8 hours. Let him go. Now, has anybody on here been in jail? Ladies and gentlemen, when you're in prison, almost every hour, particularly Jeffrey Epstein, who was not on suicide alert. I'll repeat. He was 2 weeks prior. Are you with me? Yes or no? So, but it's still, they have to go around and around and around for every hour. The big guys, you know? And check on them. 8 hours. 8 hours. You don't look at the guy in the cell? Hey, you okay? You good? You know? What's going on? You need some water? We don't like you, but we don't want you. Not one guard. And the other 2, they fell asleep. They fell asleep. And now Pam Bondi is saying, well, now the video goes from 1 minute to... Guys, I am just so... okay. I promise I keep out of it. So what do you guys think? I don't want to get back because it gets more and more with of Clinton and Trump. So I'm going to give you my opinion in a second. But for those who are just coming in, $577 million. That's a lot of fazools. That went into a 1953 trust account. Jeffrey Epstein named it a 1953 trust because that was the year he was born. All right. And he did that 2 days before he died. So what do you guys think? Do you think Jeffrey Epstein took his life knowingly? He was putting his money into this account. You know, who was he leaving it to? Because according to records, his brother, in Italian, we say "un gats," and for YouTube, that means nothing. So it's not. His brother didn't get anything. Who was going to leave the money to? Maxwell? She's not going to get anything. Me? He don't know me. Bill Clinton? Why? He don't need it. Trump? Trump don't need it. Was he giving that money? That's right. To who? Israel? Holy shit. Holy shit. Israel? What was this guy's name? Ehud Barak? Who went to the island 30 times? Ehud Barak? Let's give him the money? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe he didn't take his life. Maybe this cop, maybe the cop who was released in Jeffrey Epstein 2 days prior to his allegedly either homicide or suicide, they're calling it suicide, maybe this cop took him out, this Nicholas Tarcalione, not a mobster guy. Now, speaking of mob guys, I don't know if anybody's watched Michael Francine. He was in the mob. He was in that jail, in that cell, and he says too many changes. He's a big Trump supporter, by the way, but he did what I did. He took himself away from the politics, and he says there's no way in hell, in his opinion, that Jeffrey Epstein took his life. And I agree with Michael Francine. There's no way in hell. There's too many things. The guards falling asleep. 8 hours don't check on them. Yeah, Nicholas Darko-Leone. What a piece of shit he was. All right, so I'm going to read some comments here, and I'm going to give you my why we're not going to see any of these Epstein files. Do you understand why they're scared? And then I can go really deep with this, guys, but I don't know if I want to. I can go very, very deep, but I don't think I should. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll go deep a little bit with Trump and Bill. Maybe I will. I think I might. I won't go real deep. All right. And before I go kind of deep, let me just say this. And here comes the Democrats. I'm a Trump supporter. It does not change my opinion because I clearly think Donald Trump is innocent. And as far as Bill Clinton, I think he's innocent too. I said it. I think both are innocent. However, we'll get into it in a second why this is not going to happen. Think about it, guys. Why won't this be released? Why? Why? Florida judge. Trump is innocent. All indications that, again, if you're just coming in here now late, we're talking about the Epstein files and what's changed. A lot of this stuff is coming out by the Wall Street Journal. A lot of people are upset. I mean, there's still a lot of media upset. You can't blame Tucker Carlson. You can't blame the guy for discussing the Israel. You can't blame him, right? You can't blame Bill O'Reilly, who loves Trump. You can't blame, Hannity on Fox. He's very good friends with Trump, so he's got to be really careful with his wording. But I can even hear it when I watch Hannity on it when he does touch it that he's upset. I mean, we're all upset, but the big picture why Trump's not gonna. And look, all of a sudden now, the judge denies the DOJ request for Epstein files. Why? Because the federal government can get sued, and because if they release the names. So here's my thought, guys. I think Bill Clinton was on that island. I think Trump was not at the island, not because I'm a Trump supporter, but I do believe Trump partied. Trump doesn't drink, but food, burgers, high fives, maybe a smooch. I don't know. Who the hell knows? Obviously, he spent time with him. Not just one day Trump spent with him. Let's be honest, MAGA. Trump spent time with him. But Trump didn't know this guy was a psycho. Nuts. When I say this guy, Epstein. If Trump would release these names and they see Bill Clinton and Barack Obama, sorry, I got Barack Obama on my mind because of what's going on with Barack Obama. If they see Donald Trump, sorry about that, and Bill Clinton on that list, well, ladies and gentlemen, forget causing marriage problems for Trump or Bill. I don't think Bill cares right now. This would cause the biggest president. The stories would be made up on both sides politically. Israel will be involved. And then think about Israel, what I just said. Let's just say allegedly that money went into Israel account to this, what was this guy's name again? Ehud Barak. This is why, guys, you have three factors. You got Bill Clinton's name, who I think is probably innocent. I do. I think Donald Trump's innocent. I think they socialized with him. Bill was curious. I mean, Bill liked women. I don't know if he would go as far. I don't know if Bill Clinton would go as far as doing anything crime to these young ladies. That's up to you guys to decide. I'm going to say no. I would almost pause, like Maribel said, Trump's just too much of a family man. And I mean, Trump's not perfect, but he would do that. Trump's just a big mouth and tells it as it is, right? Would not do it. But I think if they just say they're on the list, it would go crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, it would destroy democracy. It would destroy our future. And I know a lot of you are saying, but Sal, but. Somebody's calling me, but. There's innocent women. I know there is. Innocent young ladies. Families are destroyed. Kids are destroyed. They're not going to be the same. I get it. I get it. I get it. I know. I know. I don't know. I mean, I know. But then what do we do about that? Because you know, how many people would say, okay, Bill Clinton's on the list, Donald Trump's on the list, they're innocent. I would say they're innocent. Who else would say if they're innocent? Let me ask everybody. So let's just say, I want everybody to separate the Democrat, Republican real quick. So Debbie French, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let's just say that Bill Clinton and Donald Trump was on the list. Would you think that both of them would go ahead and do these horrific crimes? Yes or no? Assuming they're on the list. Because they're probably on the list, right? Would that change your perspective and think that they were both bad men? Forget the president, bad men. Or would you think, wait a minute, I want page 2. I want page 2. I want to see more. I want to hear more. Well, most people are going to want what? Most people, yes. Most people, as soon as they say Bill Clinton and Donald Trump's on the list, guess what? We want more. We don't buy it. Even if they said they're on the list and it comes out tomorrow, Bill Clinton, breaking news. Bill Clinton, Donald Trump are on the list. Bill was at the island. Trump was not, but Trump was partying. He doesn't drink, but he was with him with some women. All they had to do was say women, and even though they weren't underage women, it would ruin, guys. It'd be, I don't know. I don't have the words. It would just ruin the Democrat, Republican, ruin America. It would be much deeper than you guys think. And not to mention what they would do to the Clinton and the Trump's names. So, you know, just them being on the list, and they came out the very next day and said, well, however, Donald Trump's on the list, Bill Clinton's on the list. We know that Trump did not go, but we know Bill went. All of a sudden now, that's it. It would go on to day 2, day 3, day 4. And we've got to remember, Trump has to run this country right now. And as far as Bill Clinton goes, you know, it would just be bad for America. And I think Trump knows that. And I think that's why we're not hearing it. And that's it. You're not going to hear this on any other channel. I don't think you will. I don't know why, but that's the reason. I don't know why you don't hear it on any other, but that's the reason right there. I wish they can at least come out with more information. I continue to say this. Don't you guys? Don't you wish they would come out with more information? Well, who the hell is the 100 names? Can you give us the other name? Let us guess? Won't they let us at least guess? If they would say, okay, Joe, John, Sal, Mike, you know, Ozzy, Frankie, Joey, Tina, this one, that one, then maybe we could say, oh, wait a minute. Trump was with him. Bill Clinton was with him. Oh, wait a minute. Barack Obama was with him. Won't they at least do that? But they won't. They won't. They simply won't. What a mess we have, guys. It is a mess. It's just a mess. A very bad, evil man who, and a lot of people, I mean, what's your thoughts on all this thing? Do you think this $577 million went into a trust? You think it was released to Israel? I mean, or did it just go to some family member that's out there? Because his brother, allegedly the brother says he didn't get any of that money. And why did he do it 2 days before he died? What's your thoughts, guys? Let me ask, why would Jeffrey Epstein take $577 million in a 1953 trust, it's called a 1953 trust, and do it 2 days before he passed away? Anybody? Because I don't know, other than what I just said. Why would he do that? It doesn't make sense. Anybody? Any thoughts? Did he think that was he hoping that Maxwell would get out? Or what? Because Trump doesn't need the money. Bill Clinton don't need the money. Interesting. I'm reading comments. I'm getting quiet because I'm reading comments. Might be living on another island, Ozzy says. I mean, there's still that theory, too. We talked about that a couple days ago, that it could be alive. Richard, how are you? James Kane says, not sure. I know, it's unusual, right? It's very crazy, guys, because it makes you think, transfer that money 2 days before his death. It just doesn't make sense to me. Hey, Carter Brown, thank you for that donation. Appreciate it. Let's see what Carter says over here. So because it would be bad, because it would be bad for the country to expose and arrest pedos in our own government, we should turn a blind eye. Interesting. Thank you for that donation. Interesting. Any other thoughts? Any other thoughts why 577 million with an M would go into a 1953 trust? And then also, what's your thoughts? You think this is just coincidence? You think, why were 2 guards falling asleep? Do 2 guards fall asleep at the same time? What's your thoughts on that? It's all out there, guys. 2 guards fell asleep. They said, we're sorry, we're tired. They were sleeping on the job. 2 guards, not 1, but 2. And at the very time that the incident took place, the incident meaning he was on his top bunk, used the sheets and committed suicide, or somebody else. And it's kind of crazy that this Nicholas Tarcaleone, former cop, in prison for killing other cops. Why the hell was he in? What was he doing in the jail with Jeffrey Epstein? And then 2 days prior, everything was 2 days. Then 2 days he's released Jeffrey Epstein. I don't want him here anymore. The guy scares me. I don't want anybody. I don't want a cop in here. I don't want an Italian in here. I'm just saying. We want him out of here. Get rid of him. And then he dies on August 10th, 2019, at 6:30 a.m., Jeffrey Epstein was found deceased with the sheet around the neck and other sheets on the floor. That's a whole nother question. Why was there many sheets? You only need 1 sheet. I only got 1 sheet on my bed. What do you got? You guys have 2 sheets? You're in prison. Why would you give you, because you're cold? We're going to give you extra sheets? Why were there extra sheets laying around? I had 2, 3 sheets all laying around. Are you kidding me? What, to make it look like a suicide? They really think people are crazy. No, they know we're not crazy. They know that we're not stupid. They just know that this was going to be out there. It was the only way to protect society. Bill Clinton. Donald Trump. I said it. So, and then the British connection. Oh, Bill Gates. Oh, I never talked about Bill Gates. I skipped Bill Gates. Bill Gates, they get divorced, remember? Bill Gates was there multiple times. Multiple times at this island. Bill Gates. Sick. When I say sick, I'm not saying sick Donald Trump. And I'm not saying sick Bill Clinton. I'm not. But I'm saying sick Bill Gates, sick of these, whoever these men were, sick Jeffrey Epstein, sick of these men, and I'm hearing there was women too. Sick. Sickos. We need justice. We need to find out more. I just don't know we will, because we need to prevent something like this from happening again. All right, I'm going to read some comments here. Why was Trump friends with him? Ontario. He wasn't friends with him. He just socialized with him. He had him over Mar-a-Lago and hung out with him. You want to call friends, but just because they knew each other, you want to call friends, don't mean he was on that island. Bill Clinton was on an island. But if you're just coming in, I don't think either president actually would go that far. That's my opinion. All right, do you guys think that Bill Clinton... All right, we'll keep Trump out for a second. We'll go both. Do you guys really think that Bill Clinton would go to the island? We know he went to the island. There's tracking. But would Bill Clinton do the such thing and do that to young ladies? Yes or no in the chat. Remember, separate yourself from Republican and Democrat. Richard, thank you so very much for that super chat donation. Thank you. You rock, Richard. High five, fist bump. Thank you so much. There's coming. Ken says yes. What's up, Ken? Tripp says no. Cindy says yes. And the question was, would Bill Clinton, former president of the United States, 2-term president, would go to the island. We know he went to the island, but would he actually go farther and have sexual intercourse? Ardell says no. Janine, thanks for being here. Lemon J, thanks for being here. Mike M, thanks for being here. Debbie Farron, how are you, Debbie? Debbie says yes. So remember now, separate the politics, guys, for a little bit if you can. Yeah. So well, we know what he did to Monica, but Monica was, well, he cheated on his wife. That's not good. But Monica was a over 21 or over 18. That's why I say you got to separate that for a little bit. And the next question is, well, I can't say Trump because Trump didn't go to the island. So, you know, Trump never went to the island. Trump was together with Jeffrey Epstein multiple times, not once. So when, see, this is what upsets me, guys, because I hear MAGA, I'm a big Trump supporter, but I hear other stations, oh, no. Jeffrey Epstein was never a Mar-a-Lago. Yes, he was. He was there. It doesn't mean he did anything. I mean, why would they? Yes, it's out there. He was there a couple of times. Eating. Epstein was drinking. Trump wasn't. They were there. Dancing. Getting their moves on. Trump didn't know what was going on. You know? All right. How do I know? Because there's no reports at all, no flight risk, no flight, no tracking of all with Donald J. Trump on the island, just Bill Clinton. And when I say Bill Clinton was on the island, Bill Clinton was on the island a few times, not once, a few times. And Maribel, he had shoes on, didn't he? Red shoes? Oh. Bill Clinton, what kind of shoes did he have on?
Oh,
he was dressed like a woman?
Yeah, heels.
Maribel says my wife said he was wearing heels. Bill Clinton was dressed like a woman.
I sent you the picture.
He had heels on?
Let me see
No way. Maribel says Bill Clinton was on the island with heels.
What?
Do you guys wear heels if you're a man?
Let me just find the picture.
Maybe Halloween. No. So, that's up to you guys to decide.
Let me see if I find the picture. I think I did it.
Dustin, what's up? That's a good question, Ardell. That's a very good question. Ardell says, who has the island now? Maybe Lemon J can look that up. I forgot to go a little deeper on. That's a great question, Ardell. Maribel, is that island in Puerto Rico?
No.
No, she says. Hell no.
Huh.
That's a beautiful island. Look at that, Maribel. Mm-hmm. That's a shame what was going on, though. So, there you have it. Maribel's going to try. Maribel's going to show you, try to find footage of Bill Clinton with shoes on. Pink shoes or red shoes?
Red heels.
Red heels.
You said the picture is in the man?
Let me ask you, Maribel, do you think, yes, he was. There's all pictures. Lemon J says, yeah. Let me ask you, Maribel. Okay, so he had the shoes on, Maribel. Do you think that Bill Clinton would do these horrific crimes with these young ladies, Maribel? Yes or no?
Bill Clinton?
Yes or no?
He's a pig. You remember he did it in the White House?
He's a pig? Yeah, but he's a pig. We know he's a bad husband. He's a pig, but would
he cheat the wife in the White
I
House?
understand he cheats on the wife, but would he do
Well,
these...
he's president.
Would he do crimes with these young ladies, minors?
I don't know.
Maribel says, I don't know.
I get accused. I don't know.
There you go. You got to separate yourself. That's why I said, everybody, separate the politics. Separate...
Yeah.
What was her name? The girl that he did with the
Monica
Lewinsky. Yeah. All right.
Whatever.
All right. Clinton was there 26 times. Yeah. That's right. That's correct. Did I say 2 times? Yeah, 26 times. So was the prime minister here, Maribel. Did you know that? Hoo-ha Barack. Another Barack. Hoo-ha Barack was there. Israel. What the hell was he doing there all that time? That was a setup, Ardell says. And now, Maribel, Pam Bondi says, wait. Maribel, it goes from a 1-minute delay to a 3-minute delay. What the hell is going on? Is there a 1-minute delay or a 3-minute delay? Because a lot can happen in 3 minutes. In 1 minute, it might be hard for them to take a homicide. But 3 minutes, possible. Crazy. What a world. What a mess with this Epstein files. And I know a lot of people say we want it to go away. It's not going away. And that British connection, the prince was involved, Maribel.
Who?
The prince. The prince was involved. I'm going to see the pictures of the shoes.
Maybe she said it.
Yeah.
Because I erased it. I sent it to you. What you do?
I can't get it. I'm on live. Maribel's trying to find photos we can show you with Bill Clinton wearing.
No, it said that picture is in the wall.
Anyhow, there's pictures out there with Bill Clinton wearing a high heel shoes. Newsom. Yeah, it's funny how we don't hear about Newsom on the list. Interesting. I know you just put that name out
he's
there.
right there with the boys.
Well, Maribel, you don't know that. We didn't hear anything about Newsom. But they did say,
That guy, I don't trust him.
they did say, somebody said Newsom. They did say, Debbie, they did say, yeah, why me, Sal? I'm just calling you out, Debbie. Definitely not Kamala Harris for 28. No, probably not. She is leading the Democrat Party still, though. Interesting, isn't it? They did say, Maribel, there's hundreds. Did I say 100? Hundreds of names on the list. Hundreds. But, BUT, majority did not do any crimes with these victims of these young ladies. So there's hundreds of people, but majority of them didn't do anything. Just a few. Okay. Okay, that's a start. That's a start. Give us the few.
It's in YouTube.
Oh, here we go.
Wait, I have the real picture because.
Thank you. Let me listen. Oh my
Let
God.
me see, but I find it in YouTube. Hold on. It's in YouTube.
Lori Wagner, how are you tonight? Thank you for coming in. Here we go. We got some footage.
That's him, but.
Is that true? Oh,
Yeah.
that's not him.
Yeah, that's him.
Well, show people.
Wait. Let me see if she showed me the real one.
Where'd you get that proof at? Ozzy, what's up?
Look.
Wait till you see this.
Wait.
I'm hanging in there, Lori. Rough week, business-wise, but I'm doing
I
good.
have the clear one, but this is the one it's showing now in YouTube.
Oh, I got to take it off. Hold on, because I have it on that. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Hold on. Let me get on the way. Hold on.
He have it. This picture is in the house.
Is that him?
No, it's him.
That is him. That's not AI, Maribel.
No.
That's him. Oh my God, that's nice. Look at those red shoes. Oh, he's got a nice outfit on.
That picture is in the mansion. It said.
I wouldn't wear those
He
shoes.
paid Bill Clinton in dress. Had no idea it was hanging in the house, in that guy house.
Look at Trump. Trump's like, oh, please, guys, enough. Trump's saying, enough. What the Epstein files?
Oh, he have a moon rock for his meeting.
He had a boombox?
Moon rock, like a drink. While he did that.
Oh, really?
Artist who paint Bill Clinton in dress had no idea it was hanging in Jeffrey. Wait,
Show me some more.
Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, that guy that killed himself have this picture of Bill Clinton in the wall in the house.
Maribel, my wife says it's true. That was Bill Clinton. And he was on the island or that? Oh, hold on, guys.
Look,
He was right here. Here's where he was. So Bill Clinton was here, guys. Bill Clinton was in there. Put it up. They can't hear it.
he have it in the house.
They can't hear it.
Wait, let me get it.
Hold on.
That's just ridiculous.
What's up, Glenn?
The artist behind Jeffrey Epstein's now viral portrait of Bill Clinton in a blue dress says she sold the painting at a Tribeca Ball fundraiser several years ago and had no idea that he was the one who had purchased it. In 2012, as a grad student at the New York Academy of Art, I painted pictures of Presidents Clinton and Bush as part of my master's thesis, explained Katrina Ryan Clinton in a statement to the
Trump too?
Thursday.
No, him.
No, not Trump. Okay.
No, Clinton.
Only Clinton, not Trump.
But my friend gave me the real picture.
Can you imagine Trump on heels, guys? I couldn't see. He's too tall. Oh, he's too tall. But Clinton, I'm surprised. Uncle Charlie, what do you hear? What do you see? Uncle Charlie, they got to bring the Italians into this. You know, they said this guy, this cop, this piece of crap cop over here, Nicholas Tartaleone was in the cell. And now they're saying maybe he had something to do with it. The painting was from a photo from Epstein. Okay, Maribel. Lemon J, who also says hi. The painting was from a photo from the Epstein Island.
Somebody, yeah.
Yeah, right there.
He's there.
Right there. Maribel said it.
Yeah.
Maribel.
He had it in the island, in the house.
Yeah. My wife. She's working behind the scenes along with Lemon J. The files are not real. Love Trump. Well, we don't know what the hell files are real or not. I mean, we know. Well, we know this. I don't know who said that comment. What we know, and it's coming out in the Wall Street Journal tomorrow. We know there's hundreds and hundreds of files, and majority of them are not involved. They could have been on the list, and they could have even went to the island like Bill Clinton, but they're not involved in these horrific acts. Oh, Ozzy Ray says that's a picture of Hillary, Maribel. It wasn't Bill. She's laughing. Well, Bill looked okay. Now, I gotta be honest with you guys. This is just my opinion. Only my opinion. I would find it hard to believe that Bill Clinton or Donald Trump would have. Yeah, now, we know. I just gave you some information.
Oh, he's talking about the
Yeah, Maribel, we know Bill went there.
life, baby. Trump.
I know Trump. Trump's nervous.
What is
Trump's nervous.
Wait, always
Because he knows it's going to go on. It's a distraction. He needs to focus on, we got some, it's just nuts. What's up, Jonathan? So what do you guys think about this? Let's go. Let's change it around a little bit. I'm going to ask my wife, Maribel. Did you know this, Maribel? Maribel?
What?
2 guards, Maribel, audience, fell asleep. Not one, both fell asleep for a couple hours during the time of his death. Do you fall asleep, Maribel? Yes?
It's late.
Maribel says possible. What do you want from me? 2? And then, okay, guys, if you're just coming in, Mike, let me ask you this, Mike M. How the hell do they not check Jeffrey Epstein's cell for 8 hours? Oh, just walk, don't check it. Don't even go by it. Thank you, Jonathan. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate you letting us know. I do that too, Jonathan, when I check out YouTube. If you're new to the channel, let us know if you're new. If you feel comfortable, let us know if you've seen the island. No, I'm only kidding. If you feel comfortable, let us know what state you're coming in at. Mike, 8 hours. The guards. No, we're not going to check on Epstein. We'll go check the Italians. We'll go check the mob guys out. We'll check out the Puerto Ricans. We're not going to leave we'll leave Epstein alone. All the cameras and supervisors are on duty. They didn't sleep for 8 hours. No way. There's no way. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the biggest cover-up in American history. Not going to fall asleep with convicted murderers. Fell asleep from absolutely. I got to tell you something, Ozzy. If I'm the guard, I'm drinking caffeine. I'm drinking coffee, espresso. You know what I mean? It's possible that 1 can fall asleep, but 2? No. Cover up. Cover up. And again, if you're just coming in, it's scary. Because once you hear that Bill Clinton's on the list, thank you, Lemon J, and Donald Trump on the list, majority of people, most of us on here won't, but majority of people are going to say, oh, if they came out tomorrow and said Bill Clinton's on the list, Donald Trump's on the list, Bill Clinton was wearing red heels and a dress, Trump was dancing with Epstein, but either one of the presidents did anything, I would believe it for Trump. I probably would believe it for Clinton. I'm being honest. I'm separating myself. And I did vote for Clinton too, but I'm not but anyhow, but a lot of people would say, no. They're on the list. Both of them were cahoots and both of them did something. You see? That's the problem. Now, also, if you're coming in, the federal government will get sued on the Epstein files if they release the hundreds and hundreds of names. Did anybody on here know that? I didn't know that. I didn't know they can get sued. So that's why the judge denies the DOJ request for an Epstein. Now, if you're coming in for the first time, like and subscribe. We appreciate you. I have 108 likes. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Lemon J. Appreciate it. We have 430 in the chat. I appreciate everybody. Happy Wednesday. If you're here for the first time on this channel, we have plenty of shorts. Make sure you check out my shorts on homeless. We fight homelessness here in the Las Vegas metropolitan area. And there are dire straits out there. So many people homeless through the previous administration, committee, Biden, and they're still homeless with Trump. And there's only so much we can do, but that's what we do is try. So, what's up? Shout out to Barry. I'm not sure if I can pronounce, Matt, the last name. I'm pretty horrible. Let's just say shout out to Barry. McConkener? I don't know. I got to get some water. Thank you, Mike. Justin says another, yeah. Unreal. It's like every other day, more and more stuff. 115 likes. Thank you for bringing us up to date, Lemon J. I appreciate everybody being here. But it seems like to me, I hope I'm wrong, but it seems like it's just going to get more, I'm not going to say worse, but more complicated. Thanks for putting that in there, Mike. Yes, the memberships, $1.99 to $2 a membership. 100% proceeds go to the homeless, so we appreciate that. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you. And Lemon J and Janine, Crystal, everybody who are the moderators on here. It's going to get complicated. Yeah, it really is. It's getting, well, it does because, I just found out tonight, I didn't know about 577. Did anybody on here know about, be honest, did anybody else know about $577 million going into a trust, a 1953 trust? Yes or no? 2 days before he died, Epstein? Did anybody else know that? I did not know that. So that makes you think. No, yeah, Lori. $577 million went into a 1953 trust. That was the year he was born, into a trust 2 days prior. Some said yes. Yeah, I didn't know that. Interesting. Not a week before he dies. Not a month before he died. But 2 days before he loses his life. And I didn't know they had a killer cop, Nicholas Tartaglione, in the cell. I didn't know they released him 2 days. And I didn't know that the guards were sleeping. And I didn't know 8 hours. Well, I did hear that they didn't check the cell. But I didn't know they were like 8 hours not checking. So what they were doing, they were just like walking by. Well, no. They weren't even walking by the cell. They would go, boom, nah, we're not going to go by there. Why? Why didn't they go by a cell? Did it stink? What were they told, those guards, not to go into that cell? So you can't, now you understand why a lot of people are upset at government, why people are upset at Clinton, why people are upset at Democrats, why people are upset at Republicans, why people are a little confused on Donald Trump. Well, hopefully after today's live, now you get a bigger picture exactly what happened. Again, Donald Trump was not at that island, but was having fun with Jeffrey Epstein, dancing, eating, not drinking because he doesn't drink. And there was women there, but these women were adult women. And Trump, after he found out, he says, oh, I don't want this creep. He might have used another word, I'm sure. At the time, we don't want him here anymore. And this British connection, that makes me wonder too. I got to say this though, guys. I'm not going to hold back on this. I'm just going to say, this is my opinion. You ready? This Israel thing, what the hell is his name again? This Ehud, E-H-U-D, Barak, for me, this piece of crap, he went there 30 times. from Israel. He was the prime minister, guys. Who was this man? This man was the prime minister from 2013 to 2017, prime minister of Israel. He went there 30 times, not to see the island. He went there 30 multiple times. So I'm sure he was doing more than taking pictures of the island. And I'm sure they were cahoots, him and Jeffrey Epstein and Maxwell, on business and ties with Israel. Now, I did say ties. That doesn't mean they're setting up a war, but he was definitely socialized with a prime minister. That's a fact. And that needs to be talked about on Fox, CNN, fake news, Newsmax, and everywhere else. And then we can use our own judgment, because you are entitled to your own judgment. As a Democrat, Republican, Independent, non-voter, you can use your own judgment to say, okay, we got a guy, Barack, in an island for 30 times. And there's been Maxwell, who did business with this prime minister prior. Now, they are Jewish. It's not uncommon from the Jewish to contact Israel. But the prime minister? I know a lot of my Jewish friends go back to Israel. I know Italians that go to Israel. I know hillbillies and whites and whatever. Beautiful Israel, right? But they're speaking to this Barack. Not Barack Obama, but this Barack, right? So, think about that, guys, on more to this picture. Now you know why Tucker brought this up, and as it goes deeper, now you have another reason, in my view, that it's another reason possible, if it's true. Well, it is true. We know Maxwell. All right, let me just put it out there. These are facts. So Maxwell did talk, and Epstein talked to the prime minister. That's out there. That's why Tucker brought it up. 100%, he was there 30 times. That's out there. What we don't know, there's nothing on file. No money went to Israel from Jeffrey Epstein. There's no proof of that. That's up to you guys. But I'm just saying, that raises your eyes a little bit that Israel, Netanyahu now, who's now involved. I mean, I don't know. We can go all over with this. It's just weird. Too much on there on that, in my opinion. So, thank you for that. Geeko, thank you so much. Appreciate it. I'm going to read your comment. Thank you for that $5 generous donation. We appreciate all your donations. I appreciate covering things like Epstein. Here's another few bucks for the homeless. Buy yourself a coffee this time too. I will definitely do that. If you guys tell me to buy myself a coffee, I will do it. And I will have, maybe I'll have a coffee with a homeless. There's a few homeless that I'm thinking about having a cup of coffee and chat with them. So thank you for that donation. Appreciate that, Geeko. Thank you for all your support. Now, I got to get the dog in the room. Max. Did you know Maxwell? Did you hear my wife get upset? I said, was that Puerto Rico, the island? She goes, no. Did you hear her get upset when I said, do you think Trump had heels on? Did you hear Maribel? No, Trump would not wear heels, Sal. Oh, no, she loves Trump. I love Trump, too. I was only kidding about the heels. We don't know if Clinton had them on. Oh, Ozzy, why couldn't, good question. Why couldn't that guy have coffee today? Ozzy, and I asked him, could he have coffee? Notice I asked him. So he suffers from epilepsy. And I think the medication and the caffeine, you hear the birds? I guess could bring an episode of epilepsy. So he couldn't have coffee. Decaf. He can have. So I know where he's at, so I'll give him a decaf next time. He was a nice man, though, Ozzy. Thank you for bringing it up. He was a good man. Another good guy out there resting. Didn't feel comfortable in a nonprofit, and suffering with his mental illness. But good man. But yeah, I will. I plan on having more conversations and coffee with some of these people that are out there on the streets and homeless. So sad. But all we can do is continue to try and put a smile on their face, help them out for a day or two, and try to get them into a shelter. But then there's a lot of them don't want to be in the shelter. They'd rather be in a tent and that kind of stuff. And a lot of them, they'll leave their tent where they're at. And I'm talking about homeless real quick. And they'll go into a shade. And then when the sun comes out on that part of the street, they go to the other side. It's just a battle. So sad. In so many ways. And here in Las Vegas and California, it's even worse. So I hope we can do more, get more funding for the homeless. And I tell you, I hope that Trump and the committee can do much, much more. And I think he will. I think Donald Trump will. YouTube has tried to bury the original video. Thank goodness for the short being there. Ed, our governor, I've called him out, and by the way, I say this all the time. He's a conservative, and I'm conservative, and he's Italian, I'm Italian. But I called him out. His hands, he's trying. I've called him out. The mayor, the city, it's just out of control. There's more that needs to be done. There's old casinos they can open up. There's a lot of stuff that can be done. I'm trying to do the best I can. I'm trying to get some big hitters out there. I got to do more. I'm not doing enough. And I don't mean I'm not doing enough on YouTube. Stay with me, please. I'm talking about I got to do more. I got to contact Michael Gahn. He's an owner of a casino I know in South Point. I got to reach out to some of these casinos. There's got to be some big money that we can open up and get more places. We're talking about homeless if it's just coming in. And each state and city, Texas, they can use some of the oil dividends. Each state and city needs to do more. We can all try to do a little bit more for the homeless. And somebody said governor. Yes, the governor needs to do a little bit more too. But unfortunately, they put a tie on, a suit on, and they forget about certain issues. And it's what it is. And they all do it. The Democrats and the Republicans. So when it comes to those situations. All right, let me read a few more comments. So there we go, guys. This is another interesting live here with the Epstein files. And for those, real quickly, who say all of a sudden now Barack Obama allegedly accused on a made-up Russia hoax, interference with election, simply not true. And people say, well, wait a minute, Mr. Sal, because I had a Democrat, he hit me today. It was a good question. He goes, well, Sal, can I ask you something, my friend? I said, yeah. He goes, well, what's your opinion on why didn't the Republicans and Trump bring this up before? Well, I told you one of the reasons was this. I don't think Trump knew all the details, and he knew that Hillary was crooked. He called her crooked Hillary, but he came out and commented nationally. He says, I have too much respect for Bill Clinton as far as the president and everything, because Bill had nothing to do with the emails. We're talking about, I hope I don't mix everybody up. I'm talking about the alleged on Barack Obama. That that's probably going to go to the high court and all that. But no, the Epstein's not, that there's two situations going on here. You have the Epstein files that including Clinton and Trump, possibly, one being at the island 26 times, one at Mar-a-Lago. And then you have a president at the time, Barack Obama, who made up this hoax, allegedly, to try to swing it to the Democrats for Hillary to get elected. And it's just not true. Because Tulsi Gabbard says there was no interference on either side. They weren't interfering with the Democrats or the Republicans. So Tulsi Gabbard says, she goes, what do you think should happen? She says, that's not up to me. That's not up to me. That's up to the FBI. It's also up to Pam Bondi to get off her ass. I said it. She needs to get off her ass. I'll say it again. And do something. She needs to do more. She's getting paid good money. Not just to look pretty and go like this with her hair and go on talk shows. I just said it. So, I know Pam Bondi's not going to like what I just said, but it's the truth. You need to do more. All of them need to do more. Step up and take care of these situations. Am I right or am I wrong? They get paid for that. If you're getting paid, you work. It's as simple as that. So we'll see what happens with that. That's a funny comment, actually. Obama would love prison. Whew. Obama in big trouble. He could be. Yeah, Pam Bondi, yeah, I mean, she needs to do more. You know, maybe I'm being a little harder on her, Ardell. I don't know. But, you know, certainly with this, both with the Epstein list and Barack Obama, she needs to do more now. She needs to dig deep. You got a great team. You got Dan Bongino. He's good. You got Kash Patel. It's not like she doesn't have help. Trump's already said, go ahead and do it. So we'll see what happens. All right. See here. You guys haven't seen the new interview of what? Be more specific. What interview? Lock up the traitors. The only good reason I can think of is so they can investigate further and protect victims. Interesting comment. Actually, a very, very good comment. Fair comment, Lori. Yeah. Trump hates Obama. Yeah. It didn't look like it at the wake of Jimmy Carter, though, Ardell, right? It was weird. They were, you know, remember they had the Bible or the music in front of them? They were smiling and laughing. But, yeah, evidently. I don't know if it's so much he hates him, Ardell. I think he hates what happened to him, Ardell. Him meaning when they give the 34 counts. And now he's like, let's fire back. You know, Trump's like, hey, let's fire back on a possible, allegedly, a made-up hoax from Barack Obama. So, combination, he doesn't like him, and a combination, he's pissed. To actually believe any politician will ever be prosecuted. Stephen Angle? That's a good comment. Yes, I do. And we'll leave it at that. Yes, I do. All right, let's move on. Thank you, Mike. Possible. R. Harris, welcome in. Gigo, thank you so much. Yeah, hit the like and subscribe if you haven't, guys. Come on board. I'm live. We are live almost every day. I take a day off every now and then. I appreciate everybody hitting a like as it helps out. Thank you so much for the likes on the previous live and the lives before that as it helps out the our channel and the YouTube algorithm. What's up, Ray Frankie? It's private government. Interesting. Mo Palm, what's going on? Absolutely, Lemon J. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, that guy, appreciate you. Thanks for coming back on this live. Appreciate everybody tonight. We're halfway through a work week. If you work Monday through Friday, we're halfway there. Appreciate everybody. Remember, more out there now. More are going to continue to come out revolving the Epstein files. I just gave you guys some of the information that's out there. You can look it up for yourself with the two guards sleeping and the $577 million in going into a trust 2 days prior to he die. If you're just coming in, this cop killer in his cell and then released 2 days prior. Everything was like 2-3 days prior of Epstein either committing suicide, taking his own life, or homicide. I still believe, my opinion, I don't want to talk anybody into it, he did not take his life. And I don't like the fact that it goes from 1 minute to 3 minutes. And a lot of people on here are going to say, well, that's not a big difference. It is. When it comes to a crime and 3 minutes, you can do something. 1 minute, very difficult for somebody to go in here and do this. 3 minutes, it's possible. And I don't like the fact that they don't check for 8 hours. I don't like the fact that nobody checked on Jeffrey Epstein for 8 hours. A guy that was found guilty of these charges and reports that he was going to commit suicide prior. I think it was like 4 weeks prior. Don't quote me. Let's just say 4 weeks. And then he wasn't on suicide alert. But regardless, don't you check up on him? Hey, Jeff, what's up, Jeff? You okay in there? What's going on? You need water. What's up? You don't look so good. You creep. You know, when they said something, and, you know, my wife says it's possible that these guards fall asleep. I love my wife, but maybe one, but not two guards. But that's up to you guys. What do you think? They fall asleep right at the time that he dies? And did I talk about, or I think I did, 8,000 acres, Lemon J, of Jeffrey Epstein in Mexico? Excuse me, New Mexico. Mike M. 8,000 acres of property in New Mexico Jeffrey Epstein had. Why aren't they talking about that? Because that's important. What was going on there? And of course, his net worth was $600 million, I think, Lemon J. Interesting how he got all this money, too. There's more on there, guys. Be free to go on later on when you're not doing anything. And if you're not watching another channel or YouTube or TV, go on there because there's more information, like where he got his money, people that he ran into, people who left him money, a lot of weird stuff, guys, that's out there that'll make you think, holy shit. And I don't mean holy shit that changes your opinion on Trump or change your opinion on Clinton, but just kind of change your opinion on government and things like that. And you know, what's going to happen in the future, you know, because you're going to have these psychos again. It just happens. Every 5-10 years, you have some of these crazy, wealthy, whether they're a movie star or Diddy, a piece of shit he is, or this, that, whatever, who get caught up into this stuff. But this, for me, is much bigger. Because if it's ties with, I hate to sound like Tucker, but there's Tucker Carlson, but there is ties with Israel, because on there it says, I don't know why, I keep looking up his name, this Barak was there. That makes me think, and Maxwell was there. It makes you think there was something going on. That's craziness. It really, really is. I can say more, but I won't, because it can get everybody really confused. But just we'll leave it at that. I never trusted Israel's God. I'm going to be this, guys. We had to take out Iran. Don't get confused. That had to happen. So much hate between Israel, Hamas, Iran. Bad. But I never trusted Israel either. I trust them more than Iran. I trust them more than Russia. I trust them more than some other countries. I'm still not a big fan of Netanyahu. I don't trust him. I just don't trust them. I think they got something up their sleeve. I don't mean they're going to come after us. Just don't trust them. Let me keep my mouth shut. So, that's my opinion. Now, I'm going to make it clear. It's not the government of Israel now. This happened in 2013, 2017 with a different prime minister. I'm just saying in general, I don't trust the government of Israel, not the people, the government. Certainly don't trust Russia or North Korea, China, and the list continues. Speaking of lists. All right. Donald Epstein. It's kind of funny. Yeah, it's a big topic. If you Google right now, you know, it's the Epstein files. If you go Trump, Epstein files, and then you know that between that and Barack Obama allegedly hoax. I mean, there's the two important deals right now. And it's a shame, in a sense, because we need to really, Trump needs to focus on doing so much more for this country. What's up, Jason? Jason, excuse me. Now, if you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. Let us know where you're from. And the question was from, I think it was a loyal subscriber. I think it was Ardell. It was a very good question. What happened to the island? Who's got control of it now? I'm going to check our poll out real quick. Epstein took his own life. So I asked a poll, Epstein took his life. 16% says yes, and 84% say no. So that gives you an indication on this live where everybody's mind is on this information. Do you think Iran will come after us? That's a very good question too, Ardell. It really is. You got some great questions tonight. I don't think anytime soon, Ardell. I don't think it would happen like this year, next year. Longer term, Ardell, not to worry everybody, yes. But they wouldn't come after us with any kind of nukes or anything like that. We took them out. Now, the question is, well, wait a minute, Mr. YouTube. They can rebuild them. Yeah, we know that. But under Trump's watch, anything's possible. I think what they would do is sneaky stuff. They do these network kind of groups. I don't trust Iran. I don't trust Iraq. They would come after us with, things like attacking a special event, a sporting event, a New Year's Eve event, things like that. But yes, I think unfortunately they will. I don't know about short term. Right now our security's there and everything, but longer term, like a year from now, maybe, yes, Ardell. I'm afraid yes. Yeah. I hope not, but unfortunately, it's the world we're living in. But, with Trump taking out their nukes, and for at least now, at least we know we're safer there. That's one less country. We still got North Korea. We still got to deal with Russia. I don't think Russia would do anything. Russia, all they care about is money, Putin. Ozzy said they weren't going to stop. Yeah, I know. Let's hope for the best. Let's pray for the best. I think short term, okay, but long term, Chair, how are you? Good to see you in here tonight. See, I'm going to read Lori, my little subscriber moderator here. Iran called on the sleeper cells to wake up. Janine says, didn't know it. Natalie Hopkins is in the house. Hello, Natalie. Not a damn thing will happen. Thank you, Tapia. James, what's up, James? Peter, what's up? Sir, can you say something about Ukraine? What do you want me to say? I mean, we just send more money to Ukraine so they can protect themselves. So here we go, more money to them. I mean, they're tough. The first thing comes to my mind is they're tough, Ukraine. It's a shame what they're in. They're not backing down. Those are the words I can say. I believe Zelensky and Ukraine would love to see a ceasefire, but I also think Ukraine needs to give a little something. So, I mean, I feel bad. I really do. That's a war that should not, there's, like Trump says, there's many on both sides, Russia and Ukraine. By the way, the military in Russia, majority of those military, they don't want to be out there. The parents don't want those children to be fighting and dying every day, or Ukraine. But to answer your question once again, yeah, I mean, they're tough. I mean, a lot of people thought, did you guys think that war with the Russia and Ukraine, I thought it'd be over in 2 months. I thought Ukraine would be destroyed. And they're still fighting. So, Still very costly, too. LGBT, what's going on for Trump?
Hey, Dad.
How are you?
What is this?
Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, that
Your
pasta. Pasta.
Maxie, you okay, puppy?
You think Clinton wore heels?
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe.
Eric, with my nails.
My daughter says maybe he did wear some heels. But that doesn't make Bill Clinton guilty. He was not a good husband. He was not good. He cheated on Hillary. And he was a decent president. I voted for him. And maybe he likes women. But that does not make Bill Clinton, I got the finger, guys, guilty on, and he's been to the Epstein Island. But it doesn't mean he was guilty. Right? I don't know if we'll ever know. And just because Trump was dancing away and hanging out with Epstein and high-fiving him and having a nice picture, doing the things that people do, Trump had no idea this creep, this idiot, was doing this kind of stuff. And as soon as he found out, he said, hey, I don't want him here anymore. So, is Michelle Obama really a man? What's up, Ed? Who the hell knows? I don't want to find out. To be honest with everybody, I hate to break the news. For me, I think she's just a big, I'm not a fan of Barack Obama, but for me, she's just a big woman who would never be president. I would say she's a female. That's just my opinion. Tall. Stephen, yeah, he was good. I voted for Bill Clinton, man. I was making money. Man, those years, man, Falzools were coming my way. I got to vote for this guy. This guy's good. Bill Clinton was a good president. He wasn't great, but he was good. You know, he was good. I said this again, if you're just coming in. For me, Bill Clinton was the best speaker president in our lifetime. Not best president. Don't add on. Don't put in words in my mouth. He was the best. He could speak very well. Just go on YouTube and watch him in the shoes speak. I'm only kidding. He could speak well. Blindfolded, he could walk in a room and knew who was white, who was black, who was Puerto Rican. You know, he knew who was gay, straight, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Who was Italian. He just knew. He was good. He brought people together. He was good on that. The best president ever? No. Good president? Yes. All right, let's move on. I'll read a few more comments. Thank you so much for being here. We have 144 likes. Thank you so much. Wow. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for liking this live. I really appreciate it. Hold on, let me read that comment. I think that's a good one. She was a single mom. Speaking wise. There's another comment I wanted to read. It went away. Oh, here it is. Why some Americans are afraid to know the truth about Epstein files. JP. You know, I tell you, that's a great question, actually. You know, you almost think that this Jeffrey Epstein was like a mob boss, like a John Gotti. I mean, you think this guy was like a John Gotti or Al Capone or Salvatore Luciani. You know, who was this guy? Well, why were everybody afraid? That was a guy. Because it involves, they used him as a centerpiece. When I say they, my opinion, Israel, other countries maybe, United States, government, they used him. He fell into the trap. And a math teacher out of Manhattan, I believe, and they just picked him. And I think they were afraid on how much he knew. And that's why, in my opinion, he did not commit any kind of suicide. And for me, either a mob or somebody in that prison took the life of everything I just said. That's why they were scared, because of his mouth and what he knew and his connections with Israel and who knows who else. That's why he was a scary person. But what a piece of shit to do those things. Anybody to do things to any women, period, or any man. But when it comes to children, forget about it. Okay? And so that's that. The Hillary clan. Good comment. What's up, Eric? If you're here for the first time, like and subscribe. Appreciate you guys. We're here. We're live every night almost, where we talk what the hell is going on lately with Epstein, Barack Obama, and much, much more. But at the end of the day, we help out the homeless when we can. Here in Las Vegas, lots of shorts. Chicken Nugget comes in. How are you, Chicken Nugget? Hope you had a good day. USA won. Thank you. I don't. Yeah, I agree. But I don't know when you just came in, but it's much bigger than that. It's much bigger. I'm doing okay, Chicken Nugget. I had kind of a slow day, but I'm feeling good. Feeling pretty good. Hope you had a good day. How's the driving going? Appreciate you, Bunny. What's going on, Sherry? Yeah, don't get me started with that, Sherry. Great comment, Ozzy Ray. Saying her last name tonight, Ozzy, because of Crosby was in here. Do you think possible other countries use Epstein to weaken the U.S.? That's a great comment. What do you guys think to that comment? Go back to Ozzy, excuse me, not Ozzy Osbourne, but Ozzy Ray there. The question is, do you think possibility other countries using Epstein to weaken the United States? I would say it's a possibility after everything I just unraveled here for the last hour and a half. Everything it's out there. You know, there is a possibility. You know, we don't know. We don't know what other countries could have been there. Prime ministers, presidents. We don't know. You know, if a woman was president, she would have turned in Epstein already. Subway Rat, and hold on, that's a fair comment. The comment from Subway Rat, and thank you for being here. If you are a woman, was president, she would have turned in the Epstein already. Wow, that's a great comment. Ladies, what do you think? First with the ladies. Ladies, what do you think with that comment? You think if it was a woman president, the Epstein would have been turned in? Yes or no? First the ladies, and then we'll go with the men. That's a good comment, actually. I like that comment. Chicken Nugget says no. What's up, Johnny? VIP Auction Group. First of all, thank you for that membership once again. Always appreciate seeing you on here. I really do. Yes, most likely. You know what? Ardell's... I'm with our VIP and Ardell. I would say, yeah. Well, that was a good comment. You know what? Probably. And I'm going to leave it at that. I will say yes. But I don't want to go any farther with it. I'm just going to say yes. Let's see what Lori says. Lori says, depends on what it is that suddenly changed their mind. And that's another good comment. You guys are amazing. Holy shit, man. Lori, that's good too. But I would have to say yes. But I don't want to say why. But yes. I like to think of anybody else. So, and then now we'll just say, I'll just open up to the whole chat now. So the question was, if that was a woman president, meaning Trump, as a female president right now, he didn't say, I think it was a he, didn't say Democrat, Republican. But I quote, if it was a female president right now, which is not, would things be different on releasing the information and files of Epstein? Yes or no to everybody? What do you think? I'm going to say yes. I would say it would be different. I would say yes. But I'm not going to give you my, I'm going to just say yes. Yeah. Steven says probably. More I think about it. John, what's up, John? John says no way. It'd be the same. Good to see you, John. Appreciate your comment. Yes, in a bad way. Nothing could come. You get some good comments. Yeah, I hear you, chicken nugget. In a bad. I wouldn't say in a bad way. I didn't mean that. I'm reading your comment. I would say yes. I'm leaving mine as yes. Yeah. Kamala had a files for 4 years. I don't think Kamala knew what the hell was going on, to be honest. So I can't believe I'm going to defend her on that comment. That'll be the first time I ever defended her. I don't think she knew anything about McDonald's. All she knew about was doing her nails, drinking some good wine, being silly. Not much more of that, So, but as far as the files, I don't think nah. I'm gonna leave her alone with that. I'm gonna give Kamala a pass on that. Sorry, guys. Just who I am is what you see, what you get. Lock Trump up. What's up, Mike? I disagree, but what's going on? Kamala was too drunk. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. She was too drunk. Allegedly. You know who else had a little bit of drinking? Yeah. Not Dick Cheney. Yeah, Bush. Bush liked to have a few cocktails in the desk. I'm just saying. I voted for him too. The hell was I thinking? He wasn't that bad. Kamala Harris is all about. I read that part. Yeah. Bush Light. You know what, Ed? Now that you said Bush Light, I do these things. You know how the mind works? I'm going to have one tomorrow. Not tonight. I'm going to have a Bush Light. Seen that on the commercial today. Lock Trump up. Here we go with locking up Trump. Here we go. Here comes in to lock him up. Lock him up. McDonald's may be the only thing she did. Possible. Possible. Man, I had some French fries today. Ozzy, I'm going to make you laugh first. I'll make everybody laugh. So, today. So today, I got a couple Subway subs for the homeless. And anyhow, I got to get coffee. So I went over there and I they know me. They go, what do you want? French fries? I said, yeah, give me 3. I ate the whole damn bag after a good workout. What the hell was that? Man, French fries at McDonald's are the bomb. They're good French fries. I'm going to say something right now. McDonald's has the best egg of muffins, other than my wife, and the best French fries, by far. Shout out to French fries at McDonald's. When I used to work there, I used to eat them before I gave them to the guests. That's what the Italians do. We take. I didn't give them. No, I'm only kidding. Good French fries at McDonald's. Good ice cream, too, actually. And good pies. McDonald's is okay. Nothing wrong with McDonald's every now and then. Actually, it's fine. But yeah, I don't think Kamala knew much about anything about files or anything like that. That's my opinion. Let's see here. It's a Democrat hoax. A hoax that they, for some reason, added to the Democrat Party. Yeah, there's a lot of theories out there, guys. And that's why I said on this live that we've been live for an hour and 38 minutes. I wanted everybody to kind of separate the politics of it. Because, we lead one way to the other. And for me, it was very difficult when I got this information because I voted for Trump 3 times, voted for Clinton 2 times. Both were good presidents. For me, Trump, a much stronger president. So it was very difficult, but it's out there that Bill Clinton went to the island. But there was nothing more than that. And as far as Trump, he did socialize with Jeffrey Epstein. He was not at the island. There was no proof, no tickets, anything like that. So, they're probably on the list. They're probably on the list. You know that. I know that. But they didn't do anything. The problem is, once they see Bill Clinton and Donald Trump on the list, the public was going to bury him. It'll just be demolished. So, I don't think you're going to see it. Although I think we should get information. I really do. They should give us that. Yes or no? Well, what information are you talking about, Mr. YouTube Sound? Information, like give us information on events that were happening. I know they can't show. We don't want to see. Families don't want to see the game. Block it all out. Give us who else was there. Show us the people you can. Show us the other people. Maybe they weren't in politics. Just give us that. Will you give us that? Then we can say, okay, that led to Bill. Oh, he led to Trump. Wait a minute, that led to Barack Obama. Wait a minute, that led to a YouTube, whoever. Then that could be our decision, right? Give us something. Will they give us that? Maybe. They might not have a choice. Ladies and gentlemen, this might go so deep that they might have to put out, they might even throw out somebody as bait. We'll see. We'll see. Could be somebody in Hollywood. Could be somebody in entertainment. I don't mean Diddy. He's a piece of shit. It could be somebody else. Give us that. And the family needs something too. Family needs justice. They need to know more. Or maybe they heard enough. Maybe the family is scared too, and they want to put their head on the pillow and have some closure and say, okay, we know this guy was a creep, and we know it could have been this one, it could have been that one. We know he was here, he was there, and maybe it's just good to move on. I'm just throwing it out there. So, no, when I say as a bait, I'm saying, I'm not going to mention any names, but somebody in Hollywood allegedly did something, maybe that person will come out and they'll use him as the person to give out names. That's another way to go about it. So, I mean, this can go really, if you think about it, and I don't want to right now, it can go out really crazy. I mean, it can, I can tell you this, it's not going to go away. It's not going to go away. And I don't think the Barack Obama situation with the Russia hoax allegedly is going to go away either. Both are going to be out there for a while. All right. The list is corrupted by now. Maybe, maybe not. Chicken nugget, let's do it. When's your birthday? This week? Tomorrow? Francis Coppola. That's good wine, by the way. That's one of the best wines out there. Godfather wine's excellent. 160 likes. Thank you, Lemon J. When's the birthday? August 23rd. My wife's the 18th. August 23rd. We'll do it. We'll do it. Coming around. Maybe 1,000 with my name just in my state. 22. Thank you, Lemon J. I appreciate everybody being here tonight. As Lemon J put in the chat, 160 likes. Thank you for the donations and the sponsorships tonight. Appreciate you guys. It was great to be with you again. I'm just putting this out there. Gave you my thoughts, but this stuff is out there. A lot of things you guys probably didn't know. Now we know. To help you understand a little bit more on the Jeffrey Epstein. Now we know why people were saying Trump, why people were saying Bill Clinton. Now we know about his net worth. A lot he's new. But I didn't know about the New Mexico, 8,000 acres. I had no idea. I didn't know this this Italian guy, a cop killer, was in the jail. I didn't know that. And now they're changing the 1 minute back to 3 minutes, and they're blocking. All of a sudden, the more they do that shit, the more this ain't going to go away. So, and then I didn't know about the $577 million in a 1953 trust. So it's good information. It's out there 2 days before. Now, maybe I'm reading way too much into this. Maybe it's just all coincidence, right? But for me, to put money in 2 days before you die, that's fish. That's weird. That's just not, that doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense to me. And for these guards not to check on him for 8 hours don't make sense. 1 hour? Okay. And I asked my wife, 2 guards falling asleep? No. 1 guard falling asleep? Okay, I'll give you that. 2? No. Doesn't happen. Would not happen with me in there. Wouldn't happen with any of us in there. God forbid. We don't want to be in there. But if we were. All right. The video was proven to be edited too. Ask Bill Barr. Hey, Rhonda, what's up, Rhonda? Good comment. That's funny. Yeah. Hey, everybody's going to have their perspective, but now at least, Alex, hello, Alex. Now at least we know a little bit more detail. Maybe some of you knew all this, but now this is out there, and Wall Street's going to put more out. But now at least we can get a little bit more understanding on the Jeffrey Epstein. We still don't know if he committed suicide, homicide. Some say he's still alive. You know, I don't think he is. The reason he's not alive is because there's chances with all our cell phones in any country now that he can be seen. Dustin, how are you? And if he's seen, who knows what he can release. So they wanted to make sure he was not on this planet anymore. He might be on another planet, but not on this planet. What's up, Canada? Robert, what's up, Robert? Good to see you from Canada. Shout out to Canada and all my Canadians. All the Canadians. Anybody here from the UK? Italy. Last chance to hit the like. That's it, Lemon J. Thank you so much, because we got a few minutes to go. I appreciate it. I enjoyed it. Hopefully you were somewhat entertained. Maybe now you have a better perspective, and maybe some of you don't care, and that's fine too. Maybe some of you it changes your opinion, and maybe you guys went another way. That's up to you guys. You know. Now, we will be live again on tomorrow, unless there's breaking news. I'm trying to cover a lot of things that's going on, other than politics. But John, thank you very much. Appreciate that so much. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it, John. It means a lot to me and the audience and on the moderators. I appreciate everybody. Now, again, at the end of the day, we are live every day, but we have lots of shorts every day. We do help out the homeless here when we can. Like and subscribe. Fight homelessness, and all we can do is try, and that's what we're going to continue to do. And I'm telling you, man, they're beating me up on some of these shorts. Not YouTube, but the haters. Man, they're just hating. Why are you giving them McDonald's? Where's the homemade food? Well, we give out homemade food. Go back to 2 videos ago. We can't do homemade food all the time. Maribel's cooking empanadas. We've done, you name it, anything but seafood, because we don't want them to get sick in the heat. Whoa, you forgot the milkshake. Yeah, they said I forgot the milkshake the other day. You gave them, by the way, we help out dogs too. I gave them a can of dog food. I know they don't have can openers, but they have, help me out, Lizette, what's that called? The flip, help me out, what is that called?
Oh, like the,
What is it? Where you pop it open, the tuna fish they have now.
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Little aluminum,
The aluminum,
flaps.
flaps.
Open 'em, the can opener.
The can opener thing you just pop open.
Yep.
I mean, open your eyes. They know what they're doing, these people. You know, and then, I don't know. They get me good, man. But hey, that's what the haters do. And I have much love back at them too. And then they'll lead me into the Bible. And they can hit me with the Bible, because I'll come right back at them. But they'll say Matthew 13, don't show your left arm or your right arm's doing this, that, whatever. And I'll say, you know what? Matthew 5, don't judge the person who's feeding and making homeless away. So yeah, they'll do all that kind of stuff. Lonely people out there, ladies and gentlemen. I pray for all, hope for well. God bless Donald Trump, because he is our president. And for me, he's doing great things for America. Hopefully you guys got a little bit more information. Appreciate everybody being here, all the moderators. I'm out of here. See you on the next live. God bless America, and God bless you and your family. Always spend time with yourself and your family before you go on the YouTube platform. Also, your next vertical live or other live, do them a favor. Hit the like once in a while. You know, if you like their content, hit the like. It doesn't hurt. Whiskey Tango, thank you so much. Appreciate it. I'll see you guys on the next live. I gotta smoke a cigar. See you guys. Take care. God bless. What was it called? It's the flip, right?